So what does it really take to build trust? Well, for one beekeeper, it took 15 years. This is an incredible story about passion, perseverance, and a flat-out refusal to compromise. It's about creating something that's way more than just honey. It's a promise of purity.
Nature never cheats, only tests. This was the guiding principle for beekeeper Sandeep Kumar. For him, nature wasn't some obstacle he had to conquer. No, it was the standard he had to meet. And that single philosophy, it shaped his entire life's work.
Okay, so where did this whole thing even begin? Like a lot of great stories, it all started with a single moment, a simple observation that just sparked this lifelong passion.
I mean, think about it for a second. Most of us, we see a buzzing beehive and our first thought is, danger, back away. But a young Sandeep Kumar, he saw something completely different. He saw magic, a perfect, self-sufficient world built on incredible hard work, discipline, and the pure, honest-to-goodness truth of nature. And this amazing way of seeing the world, it took hold when he was just 15 years old. This wasn't just some passing hobby for him. Nope. It was the spark that was about to ignite a journey of dedication that would span the next 15 years of his life. That spark grew into something the Urdu language has the perfect word for, Junoon. And we're not just talking about passion here. This is an obsession, an all-consuming fire that becomes your driving force through every single challenge that comes your way. And you better believe that Junoon was put to the test almost right away. Because Sandeep learned very quickly that chasing after true purity, well, it comes at a very high price, especially when you're just starting out. This was not some big, funded operation. He literally started with just 2 old boxes. He had no money, he put up with countless bee stings, he even spent his nights sleeping out in the fields just to guard his hives. And get this, he even watched as ants destroyed entire batches of his precious honey. The obstacles were just huge, but his will to keep going was even bigger. So how in the world did he get through all of that? He did it by putting all his faith in nature's own odyssey. He came up with a method he called sacha, which means the truthful process. The soul of his honey's incredible taste starts right here with the flowers. He let his bees forage totally freely on this amazing diet of neem, wild jungle blossoms, jamun, and tulsi. That wild, diverse nectar is what creates a honey with a taste and a character you just can't find anywhere else. And this is his 4-step truthful process. It all starts with a really gentle harvest, using smoke just to calm the bees, never ever harming them. Then comes the most critical step, cold extraction. The frames are simply spun. That's it. 0 heat, 0 chemicals. This keeps all the natural enzymes and pollen totally intact. And finally, the honey is only lightly filtered before it goes straight into the bottle. It is honey in its purest, most honest form. And this is why that cold method is such a game changer. It keeps the honey exactly as nature provided it. So many commercial methods use heat, right? But that heat actually destroys those good enzymes and just changes the final product. Sandeep's way, well, it's the honest way. So this uncompromising, truthful method, practiced day in and day out for years, it didn't just create pure honey. Over time, it forged something way more valuable and a whole lot harder to earn. 15 years. That's how long it took. 15 years of learning, of dedication, of sticking to his principles when it would have been so much easier to just take a shortcut. This was no overnight success story. This was a reputation built layer by layer, year after year. And, eventually, the product just started to speak for itself. People could actually taste the difference. This quote from a customer really says it all. The purity was just undeniable. And that's how the word started to get out. The thing is, he never advertised. He didn't need to. The quality of the honey forged its own path. The demand just grew organically, spreading from his little village to nearby towns, and eventually orders started coming in from far and wide. All of it built on a foundation of pure trust. So when you look back at this whole 15-year saga, what's the real philosophy here? What's the lesson at the very heart of this beekeeper's journey? At the end of the day, it really boils down to this. Sandeep's story is the ultimate proof that an all-consuming passion, his junoon, when you combine it with relentless hard work and unwavering honesty, doesn't just create a product. It creates trust. And so, in a world that is just obsessed with speed and shortcuts, Sandeep's 15-year journey leaves all of us with one really powerful question to think about. What is the true value of earning trust the hard way?